think, well, the other thing that I get something every time I read this book, and you were saying the same thing earlier. And the thing that I noticed in there, that he really identifies three basic categories of horses. He cautions about the horse that's very sensitive and a little bit backed off.
Yeah,
And
horse
so
that's a bit behind the leg.
that's a little bit tending to be receding behind the contact, receding behind the leg, and not thrusting forward, but backing off a little bit. So he says with that horse, you may need to be super soft, super subtle, very, very
Sparing in the use of the half halt.
much more infrequent with those half halts, and then even when you do them, quite light. So he identifies that as one. Then he has kind of like a middle horse that I think he talks about, and that is that you need to close the legs a little bit before you do the half halt. So to support because he says if you just do the half halt and the haunches are not prepared, or the haunches are not readied by saying, okay, be ready and engage, so that when the weight is shifted back, then you may end up hollowing the loins, right? And then he talks about the third case where the horse is really bearing into the bridle and is really strong. And there, I think is not to, but I think to paraphrase, he's saying you're going to need repeated half halts. So you're going to have to do,
and sort of as much as necessary to get him to give.
And you may actually have to go to the halt. And in an extreme case, if the horse is still pushing too heavily into the rein, then you might end up with the rein back.